Monica, let's go and team.
How's it going?
How you doing, Jenna? All right.
All right. Okay, so Daisy, I'll let you take point on this one, okay?
All right. So Bjorn, some stuff has came up with the prison break situation, and I'm just gonna place a recorder here.
Oh, what, you prefer them to be cylindrical?
I'd prefer my beverages to be
Jenna,
liquid.
can you ask them to like
rather than
go away from this
gelatinous?
corner or something?
Sorry
Yep.
to hurry you along, but would you mind going to like over that corner maybe?
Yeah, I'm leaving
All right.
now.
So today is November 15th at 1:50 p.m. EST. Bjorn, I will advise you of your rights at this time. You do have the right to remain. No, you're not under arrest. You know, it's just cover basis and everything. So you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do cannot be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you by the state if available. Like I said, you are not under arrest, but do you understand those rights?
Yeah.
So when Lang was broken out, records were found on his phone. And we just have some questions about the multiple times that you were in contact with Lang Buddha.
Which day was that? Like
There
Wednesday
were
or Thursday?
the 11th and the 12th. Let me see what day of the week those were. So it would have been Tuesday and Wednesday of this week.
Okay.
Okay. So on Tuesday, the 11th, Lang called you 3 different times in the span of half an hour. What were those conversations about?
No, about his son.
It was just about his son.
Yeah, they've had big beef for a while.
It was just about his
they
son.
basically need a mediator to be able to talk to each other.
Okay, who is his son?
Jaeger.
Jaeger. Okay. So what kind of stuff did you guys talk about with Jaeger or about Jaeger in those phone calls?
They've like not really gotten along, so I try to play mediator and convince them they both love each other and they should talk more.
Okay. Are all phone calls that only range from 57 seconds to a minute and 17 seconds enough to gauge whether or not somebody can get along with their son?
Well, I mean, those guys need like hours to work out their shit.
So what did you tell him in the 3-minute long conversations?
Well, the issue usually once we like, I try to like reason with them and tell them like they love each other and stuff. The one of them will get mad and end the conversation.
Okay. So did you talk to Jaeger at all on Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah.
How long did you talk to Jaeger?
I mean, I talked to him a bunch. I can't remember exactly how long.
Okay.
I was with him in person some too.
How did you get this phone number that you talked with Lang on?
He called me from that number.
Okay. Did he say anything special or meaningful right off the bat? Whenever he called you from that number?
He's just like really upset because he seemed like he really missed Jaeger, but he like will never admit it. He like asking about Jaeger, but then he acts like he doesn't care.
Okay. Was that every conversation that happened on Tuesday and Wednesday was just you and him about Jaeger?
Yeah, I mean he was like dooming stuff. He seemed real upset or sad or something. Talk about how he's an old washed up man.
All right. Now, because of the severity of Lang being broken out of prison at this time, would you consent to voluntary phone subpoenas at the time that you were speaking to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that would consist of the 11th, the 12th, and I believe Frost wanted the 13th. If you're fine with that.
Okay.
Okay. So I will write up something really quick and just have you sign it so the DOJ knows that it's real and true. Angel, did you have any other questions for him while I'm writing all that on?
No, I don't.
Brian, Ruth, you guys got any questions?
Yeah, I wanted to just so how you doing, Bjorn?
Hey, I got questions too. Whenever you guys are done.
Yeah, absolutely. So you had mentioned the conversations were regarding Jaeger Demon Blood. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
All right. Who initiated the first line of communication between you two?
Between Lang and I.
Mhm.
Pretty sure he called me.
I got you. And how did that? What was the context of that first call?
I mean, he just kind of brought up Jaeger, but he wouldn't really like say he missed him. He like brought him up. He asked how he was doing. We haven't really. I haven't had like Jaeger and I haven't had much contact with him since like we had like a falling out a long time ago. But then we kind of made up in like a survival season like a year ago. But then hadn't really had much talking since then.
You and Lang or you and Jaeger?
Kind of both. Like I talk a little bit with Lang. Like I see him every once in a while, but Jaeger hadn't talked to him much in like a long time. I think.
So in that first phone call, do you recall like the brief, like what specifically was spoken about? Like what did he, when he called you, how did the conversation go?
I can't remember like each individual one. I just kind of remember like an overview because I think it was like a bunch of like short conversations.
Yeah.
And instead of like admitting his feelings for his son, he'll just like hang up the phone.
Okay. And after he hung up why did he hang up the first time?
I can't remember exactly. I think I got him in a corner where he was like basically almost admitted he cared for his son, but wouldn't like fully admit it. So I think he got mad and hung up.
So when he first called you, what was the first thing he said?
I can't remember exactly, but it was something about Jaeger. He doesn't really care about what's going on in my life.
So when he first called you, was he asking about Jaeger? Did he mention Jaeger was back? Like what was?
So he said like I'm pretty sure the first thing was like, "How is my son?"
Okay. Do you know how he got your phone number?
I keep on the limit list, so probably there.
I got you. And so he called you and he asked how his son was, and then what agitated? It sounded like he got agitated at the end of that first call. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in that one I like basically cornered him like, "Why are you asking about your son if you don't care about him?" And he got frustrated to like. It's basically clear that he still cares about Jaeger, even though they got a falling out.
I got you. And it was, and then when he called again, how did that go?
Pretty sure like I can't remember which call, but one of them usually like whenever I answer the phone, he'll insult me or something or say something mean towards me and then ask about Jaeger.
Okay. So he called back the second time, and how did that go? Like, was it just a continuation of an argument?
Yeah, I mean it was just like the same thing talking about Jaeger, and I think I can't remember which one, but for one of them, I can't remember which one, but at one point I was with Jaeger, so I was like being middleman for him to try to get him to talk to each other.
I see. Was Jaeger around during that time?
Yeah.
Okay. So why was he calling you?
They got issues. Like I said, they kind of need a mediator. They got issues talking to each other because they're both really stubborn.
So
and I think you know both of them probably well enough to know how they are.
Yeah, no, I do. There was I mean, sanguine happened because of a father and son dispute. Would that be accurate?
I mean, I don't. I mean, it wouldn't be inaccurate. Probably, yeah, that probably didn't help.
Yeah. You know, it was like Elon Musk has got it. Actually, I'm not going to compare him to Elon. But you know, super rich guy, spoiled son, has the most expensive everything, $5 million super bike. So he gets his own island, daddy issues, this, that, and the third. I imagine this was a way for you to try to bridge them back together. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, we've been trying to get them to be back together, like decent with each other for a long time. I don't know what caused Lang to suddenly reach out this time because I've talked to him before and he hasn't talked to like asked about Jaeger much, but you seemed like he seemed pretty down and sad. So I think he was probably like just missing him.
How do you suppose Lang learned about Jaeger being back?
I don't know. It didn't really come up. I mean,
Right.
Jaeger's like around every once in a while, like not all the time, but
When did you first hear of Jaeger's return?
I mean, I see him like once every week or so, but usually not that often or not for very long.
So you
I think
saw,
he called me at some point that day.
I got you. So of the day of these phone calls, Jaeger had reached out to you first?
Either that or maybe I saw him at the Cauldron. I can't remember.
I see. And a week prior to that, you had seen him as well?
I see him at the Cauldron every once in a while. Yeah.
Prior to the day of the communications with Lang Buddha, when was the last time you saw Jaeger?
I don't maybe like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like can't remember exactly. Like maybe like 10 to 14 days or something like a while back.
Okay.
But like really just briefly.
And then prior to that, how long do you think the duration was?
Probably like another week or two, just briefly again.
Oh, so you're saying Jaeger's been around, just
I mean, just like I'll just see him briefly, but like not really a lot. He's not really like around much.
what would you say compelled Lang to call about Jaeger if he's been around?
That I don't know.
Okay. So, okay. He didn't indicate any of that in the conversations.
No. But did something happen with Jaeger?
Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you said that the call when Lang called you in prison, that he was asking about Jaeger, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's his dad, so
Well, what made this situation unique? I call about him all of a sudden.
oh, that I don't know. Like I said, Lang usually doesn't seem like very down on his luck though. Usually pretty like pretty angry all the time. Pretty old and like pretty angry old man all the time. But this time he was like pretty sad.
Would you say that Lang calling you about Jaeger was out of the ordinary?
Yeah, probably.
Did he sound like he missed him?
I mean, I'd say so since he was asking how he was and stuff. But he'll never like admit that. When I try to get him to admit his feelings for him, that's when he always gets mad.
Okay. Okay. And each one of these phone calls, did they end with you just, I guess, speaking your truth and it upsetting Lang?
Typically, yeah. I think one of them was like, I forget exactly how it went, but I like basically I told Lang that Jaeger loved him, and then Jaeger got really mad because one of them I was with Jaeger, and then Lang was like, didn't believe me, so he got mad and hung up, and then Jaeger was mad, and then I gotta try to call him back to smooth that out. They get real mad over little stuff.
Were you the one initiating the calls that day?
No, I mean I didn't have like that number in my phone. So Len called me, and I I don't think I called him at all, but maybe I called him once when after he hung up.
Okay.
Well, I think most of the time he just called me.
And each time you were upsetting him, is that accurate? And he hung up?
Mm, I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of unsure what those back-to-back calls were.
I mean, there's hard to know exactly what he was feeling, but yeah, I mean, it's like usually him just getting like upset about me trying to make him speak his feelings, and he like avoids it by just hanging up.
When did you realize that this was not Lang's phone number?
I mean, I had like Lang's old phone number in my phone, like saved, so
Yeah.
like it showed up as like just a number, so I didn't know like what number it was.
Understood. Did you notify anyone of Lang having a phone in prison?
No, I was on duty at this time, so like I didn't know he was even in prison at first. I found out like later he was calling me from prison.
Oh, so when he was communicating with you, you weren't aware that the communication was from prison?
No, I didn't know.
I see.
I wasn't on duty, and I didn't know like the day like before something. I guess they had like a trial or something. Like I didn't know the trial even happened, so like I wasn't aware of this.
Did you know Jimbo Sutton died?
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I mean I was good friends with Jimbo. I was on his emergency contact.
I see, but you didn't know the trial was Monday.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know like because I found out later like Lang was in prison then.
So at no point when Lang called you, he didn't mention that he was in prison?
No.
Okay. Not in the first one, not in the second one, not in the third one, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth.
Wait, we talked that many times?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I don't think he ever mentioned it.
Okay. Did you? Are you aware of the? Okay. When were you first informed that Lang was in prison? Was it before or after the prison break?
I think it was after because I don't think I think later. I think I got it was either later that day or the next day I got on duty and saw the incident for it.
Okay. Was that the first time you came on duty since the prison break?
Since the break, yeah.
Okay. So you were not on duty the day of the break.
I don't think so, no.
I see. So these phone calls were made off duty?
Yeah.
Okay. And what were you doing that day?
I was hanging out at the Cauldron.
I see. Was Jaeger there?
Yeah.
I see. Who else was present?
I'd like the mayor and like Eve and Lexi and maybe Alex. I don't think Alex. I think like Eve, Lexi, and the mayor.
I got you. So, were they there when the conversations took place?
I don't remember if they were or not. People are usually like coming and going a lot from the Cauldron, so I can't remember like exactly who was around during them.
But when you were having this phone call, was it in front of people? Did you walk away?
I don't remember some of them. I know some of the later ones were like, yeah, I was with Jaeger because then I was like mediating between them.
But you're on the phone, right?
Yeah,
Were you mediating while on the phone?
yeah.
I see. So so you get the phone call from Lang. Do you recall if you left the Cauldron? Did you go outside? Did you go in a corner?
I mean, I don't really remember. I mean, I usually don't stand like next to people when I'm on the phone with anyone because then you're like talking over people or whatever. So, I mean, I probably walked away except for like when I was meeting with Jaeger, then I'd probably be next to him so I could relay stuff.
I see. So you were acting as a mediator with Jaeger present. Is that accurate?
For some of them, yeah.
Okay. Were those the initial phone calls?
No, not the initial ones. I don't think I was with Jaeger yet on the initial ones, and then later I ran into him and like got started being middleman.
Oh, so how long after the initial phone calls did you become the middleman?
I can't remember.
Was it an hour later? Was it 2 hours later? 3 hours later?
I'd say after a couple calls, but I don't remember like what time span it was.
Okay. After the initial call, did you call him the next day?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
You don't remember whether you received or gave phone calls to Lang the next day?
I don't think I spoke to him the next day.
I see. Were you so the prison break was on Wednesday. And were you there on the operation the next day to look for him? Where
Yeah, I was in the operation that went into Babylon.
and so that would mean that Wednesday you were off duty. Is that accurate?
If that was the day of the break, then yeah, that was the day I was off duty. And if Thursday was the day of the operation, I was on duty that day. Yeah.
Okay. And then the day prior to the breakout, so Tuesday, were you on duty?
I can't remember. I think I might have been for a little bit, and then I hung out at the cauldron the rest of the day.
Yeah, that was
Tuesday
the
or Monday.
Tuesday would have been the day that these initial calls took place. This is the
Okay, so
day after the imprisonment.
I was probably. I can't remember if I was on duty for those ones or not, though.
Okay. So Lang and Babylonians were imprisoned on Monday after the end of the trial. And then Tuesday, it sounds like, and tell me if this is accurate, you were on duty a little bit and then you went to the cauldron, right?
I think I must have not been on duty that day. Otherwise, I probably would have known Lang was in prison, and I would have realized he was calling me from prison. Probably.
I see.
I was probably off duty hanging out at the cauldron, but I don't really remember.
So the day before the operation in the New Babylon, there were some phone calls between you and Lang. So there was Tuesday, you had the phone calls, and then the next day you had some more phone calls. Do you remember the distinction in conversation between the 2 days?
What do you mean?
So the first day he called, my understanding is that you were at the cauldron and Jaeger was present and you were middlemaning between Lang and Jaeger, right? Was I following correctly?
I don't think that was Tuesday. I think most of that was Wednesday. I think Tuesday.
A Wednesday was the
Jaeger-
middlemaning.
Yeah, I don't think Jaeger. I don't remember if I saw Jaeger on Tuesday.
So just to make sure I've got this right, Tuesday, when you initially got the calls, that was Lang asking about Jaeger.
Yeah.
And the next day is when you were middlemaning.
I mean, he called to get like those conversations started with him asking about Jaeger, but at the start of those, I wasn't with Jaeger. But then, like later in the day, I was with him, and that's when like I middleman some of them.
Okay. Okay. So later in the day, how did you middleman? Did you use your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you middleman over a 1-minute phone call?
I mean, it's kind of how most of the calls went. Is like I tell Lang that Jaeger misses him. Jaeger screams he didn't say that.
Okay.
Lang says he doesn't believe me. I tell Jaeger. Lang says he misses him. Lang says I didn't say that. Jaeger doesn't believe me. They both truly miss each other.
We're
Jaeger
already,
doesn't believe me.
even with this retelling, we're already over the allocated time on this, on these records.
Yeah, Lang wouldn't listen to that much talking. He would have hung up by then.
So you stated that initially you got these phone calls. Jaeger wasn't present and he was asking about them. But then later in the day, a phone conversation was initiated with Lang Buddha in which you middlemaned, but there were no other calls later in the day.
Which day? Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Well, no, yeah, I wasn't with Jaeger on Tuesday.
Oh,
Those were
Wednesday
just-
was it? Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday is when I was with Jaeger. I don't think I saw Jaeger on Tuesday.
So that Wednesday middlemaning, how many phone calls was the middlemaning?
I mean, most of them. I think the first couple would have been just me before I was with Jaeger, and then most of the ones after that were just middleman in them.
Okay. Could you describe how the Wednesday? Because initially, and this is just for my own clarity, you stated that you didn't remember if how many days you were getting the back and forth calls, but it sounds like now we've established you had the initial set of calls on Tuesday and then more conversations on Wednesday. What was it that kind of jogged your memory about the conversations spanning 2 days?
I mean, they kind of just all blur together because it's just the two of them screaming at me.
Okay.
For all the middlemanning, but I mean, I don't really know. Like, it just kind of. I feel like I kind of already explained that.
Okay. So on Wednesday, you had so Wednesday when you middleman, the first call, Jaeger wasn't there. Is that accurate?
Yeah, and I think maybe the second one he wasn't either, but I can't remember for sure. But I know the first one he wasn't, but then at some point for later
The
ones,
first
he
one
was
on
around.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. How long after did Jaeger arrive and you start middlemaning after the first call?
That I cannot recall.
Okay. Was it more than 30 minutes?
I can't
More
really
than an
say.
hour, 2 hours?
I can't really say. I don't remember.
Okay. Because these calls are within a 20-minute time span.
I can't really remember like that when he showed up.
Okay. So you wouldn't be able to recall if you had a phone call and very shortly after Jaeger arrived?
I mean, I know that happened. I just can't remember like the time like frame when it happened.
Okay. Are you aware of were you in communication with Arush Patel Santana at all on Wednesday?
I don't think so. I don't think I've talked to him in a long time.
I see. I got you. Did Lang mention anything about what was happening to him at the time of this conversation between you, him, and Jaeger?
No.
Okay. He didn't mention anything about receiving a gun at that time from Speedy?
No.
Okay. Did he didn't say anything about breaking out?
Well, no, because I mean, I didn't know he was in.
No, I know you. I understand that you didn't know, but did he didn't mention any of the fact that he was in prison, that he had just received a gun during the phone call?
No.
Was there anything that might have indicated that he was being a little sussy?
I mean, the whole thing was kind of sussy just because it's not like him to act like that, to like call me and like ask about Jaeger, because it was clear he missed him, and he's usually not really like a feelings person. And also, like I was saying, he seemed like pretty like sad or mopey, which is unlike him. And he kind of go from like sad and mopey to like acting like he was missing his son to like getting angry that he's like almost admitting that he cares about him. I mean, the angry stuff's pretty typical, but like sad and mopey's not.
Okay. I see. So, would it be strange for Lang to be receiving a weapon while having a mopey conversation with? Because he's got text messages here with individuals that attempted his first prison break, and he doesn't sound mopey. These text messages seem rather focused. So of that day could you describe the mopiness?
He seemed like he was just like dooming or spiraling a little bit. Sometimes he gets real paranoid.
I got
Like, and it's kind of like, how do I describe it? I mean, he wasn't really being paranoid, but sometimes he gets in like weird states He wasn't being paranoid, but he was definitely being like, when he was asking like, how is my son? He like wasn't like enthusiastic. He seemed kind of like sitting mopey about it.
Okay. Has he communicated with you at all since he got out?
No,
I see. Have you reached out to him?
no.
Okay. Are you aware where he is right now?
He got arrested, didn't he?
Yes, he was apprehended yesterday. Now, would he ever lie about you helping him escape?
Why would I help him escape?
Well, would he ever lie?
I mean, we have beef, but I don't know if he tried to like. I don't think so, but I mean, he does like lying, so maybe. I don't think he hates me that much, though.
Okay. Have you spoken to Jaeger in the last 24 hours?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
When's the last time you've spoken to Jaeger over the phone?
Maybe Thursday.
Okay. Did he mention any offers I gave him?
No.
I got you. He's all right. He didn't mention my offer to bring him into the marshals.
No.
Okay. He seemed rather excited, which is why I'm a little surprised.
I think I only talked to him briefly Thursday, maybe.
Oh, Thursday. So the day after the prison break, you spoke to Jaeger?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I saw him yesterday. I think Thursday I saw him for just a little bit.
I got you. I see. Give me just 1 second. So, do you understand why these questions are being asked right now, Bjorn? What is your?
I kind of do, but I guess I'm
Yeah.
kind of wondering, like, what do you think I did? Like, am I being accused of something? Because, like, I understand, like, since he called me, like, and then this happened, like, it seems like normal you would ask about it, but
Yeah.
like, is there like something you guys think I did? Like, I'm a little confused.
I think if I think the important thing here is, and I think this is why it's in this setting, is a officer that's off duty that is in communication with a inmate shortly after they break out of prison, is something that we have a duty to
Before they broke out, not after.
Right before they broke out. Yep.
Yeah.
Is something that we need to ask serious questions about. And while I know I can understand these being very tough questions, but we need to do our due diligence because we cannot, in good faith, move forward with the investigations that spawn from it, right? How did they break out, et cetera, because they're going to go to trial, right? And if we don't have the truth, then we'd be hiding that evidence in court, right? We'd effectively be committing a Rhodes violation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I understand you got to like investigate it, and so
Right.
and I'm not like, yeah, I'm quiet. I got
So,
nothing to hide. So,
yeah.
I mean, think most people like, especially Unite, know like I got history with Lang and stuff, and so, but obviously I wasn't aware this was going to be happening, so it just kind of like a little blindsided, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's is there? I am kind of curious. Like, did you not think it was pertinent to let others know, especially all the ones investigating? Like you were participated in the raiding of New Babylon. To mention that you were having these conversations. I mean, that did kind of take us back a little bit. I'm going to be honest. Like,
I mean, I guess if there was like something I thought that would be relevant, I would have. But if all we're talking about is just like his son and Jaeger, and it's just like, it's kind of the running theme when it like, it's pretty much what's always talked about between like us and like they've done this for like years, this like on and off where they like won't admit they care about each other. I mean, like if I had known he was calling me from prison or like knew anything about like you said something about Speedy, like any of this stuff, then I would have like informed people. But to me, it's kind of like just another conversation where Lang and Yeager are just beefing with each other, and it doesn't really feel like it like adds to the investigation, I guess.
But it does if you know that he called you from a prison phone.
Yeah, but I didn't know that till after.
The day that we raided New Babylon, you would have known it, right?
Yeah, but then you guys already had the phone.
Yeah. Oh, you were made aware of that.
I saw there was a subpoena, but I didn't realize that was the number he called me from until this happened. So like, I saw like the day after, like when we were raiding Babylon, like he had gotten arrested and stuff, but I didn't realize that was the same phone he called me from.
When did you first realize there was a phone subpoena?
I think it would have been it would have been when we were doing the New Babylon raid. I was looking through the stuff.
Yeah. And so you saw that and you're like, oh, I guess I don't need to tell anyone. Is that accurate?
Well, no, I mean, I saw that, but I didn't realize that was the number that called me because I didn't have it saved.
Right. I see. So did you make that connection?
I mean, I did when we started talking like this, I made that connection.
Oh, but when you saw the subpoena, you didn't make the connection.
I didn't realize that was the number he called me from. I thought it was like you just subpoenaed one of his phones or something. I didn't realize that was the one he called me from. Otherwise, I would have been like, hey, like I knew he like called me from this phone.
Right, but and this is just for my, making sure I've got this accurately. It sounded like you were saying you didn't provide the number initially because we already had the phone. But now it sounds like you're saying you didn't know that subpoena was for that phone. So which one is
confused. Can you like explain that better?
Yeah, absolutely. It sounded like you noted that you did not provide the number or let us know that he had the prison phone because we already had the phone, and that you knew that because you saw the subpoena.
Well, at first I didn't until Thursday, I didn't realize that he was even in prison. So like I didn't even realize this happened Thursday. And then when I realized that is also when I saw like that the subpoena happened, but I just didn't realize that was all connected to like the phone he called me from.
Right. So when did you realize he had called you from prison?
I didn't realize he called me from that phone until this meeting.
I see. But when did you realize that he was calling you from prison? Because you said, didn't you just say just a little earlier that you didn't tell anyone that he had called you from prison? You had realized that when you saw the subpoena. Are you kind of taking that back, or?
I can't remember. I don't think. I mean, I think I would have realized when I don't know. I can't remember when I realized that.
Okay. So did you realize it at this meeting? Did you realize it with the subpoena? Do you not remember when you realized what the phone was?
I think when I saw the subpoena, then I might have thought like that could have been like, then that's when he could have called me from that, but I can't remember exactly when that came together. But
Okay.
I didn't realize that subpoena was for that number until this meeting.
I see. Okay. But so I guess that still begs the question, up until this meeting, why didn't you tell anyone that Lang called you from prison? Because if what you're saying is accurate, right, the latest thing that you've told us, you would have known that, hey, we're raiding New Babylon. Oh, he broke out. This isn't Lang's number. He was making those calls in prison, right? Why didn't you inform, your superiors about that? It could have been critical information, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess like just not thinking about the information that we talked about, like just being about Jaeger didn't really seem like it was really relevant to anything.
Well, you don't think that though that phone number that you had and that would have been investigatively important to those looking into the prison break? Prison break, which stems from the murder of a deputy, or sorry, a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, you're right. It could be, or could have been.
Okay. Okay. Do you, if, and this is a hypothetical, if you got a phone call from someone that you knew worked for the Faceless, let's say, right? And he called you, actually, let's even be more generic. Is there, let's say you received a phone call from the archivist. Are you familiar with him?
I mean, I know that name, but I don't like.
Okay.
I've never got a call, so like, I don't know what they sound like or anything.
Are
I'm
you,
just-
if you got a phone call from a murderer, would you notate that phone to your superiors?
I mean, are they like actively being investigated for murder, or like they've
Yeah,
already,
someone
like,
that's
they're
out
just
on the
an
run
unknown
for murder, right?
Yeah.
And but so I guess, and that's kind of what the question I'm really begging here is, this is you're conversing with someone that murdered Jimbo, and now you know that he's broken out of prison, and you're aware that he's communicated with you on a number that he typically doesn't use. Why wasn't in that case that information given to your peers?
I guess I just didn't think about it like that. I just thought about like what we talked about, which didn't really seem relevant.
Okay. So is it accurate to say because you're familiar with Lang and whatnot, you may have treated it a little bit different?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say it was because of that, but just because of what we talked about, I guess, like, because that's like it being a conversation that I've had repeatedly for years, just made me, I guess, not think much of it.
I understand. Okay. So, all right. I'm pretty, and just to kind of finalize on this, since then, you have not spoken to Lang?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, fantastic. All right. That's all I got.
Bjorn, if you could look at your documents for me and your contracts, and then sign that statement for voluntary phone subpoena that I sent you.
I don't see it. It's under documents.
Should be under your contracts.
I'm not necessarily convinced that he did anything wrong, but listen, I love me a good interrogation.
Okay, son.
Okay, thank you. All right.
I heard people in
believe
chat
that
say,
is
why are you
all the
asking the
questions
same
that we had
question? Do
for
you not
for this.
remember what he said?
Angel, do you have anything?
Don't question the best interrogator in the city.
Not at the moment.
You ask the same questions
No, I don't really have any
to
questions.
gauge accuracy.
Okay.
And
So
whether or
Bjorn,
not they
from what
retain it.
Frost told
And
me
that's how we
is,
know he was slipping up.
that you are going to be suspended until we can review the subpoena.
What?
Yeah.
How long is that
coming
gonna
from the
be?
sheriff.
Is that
the
financial
DOJ
records as well?
No, just phone records.
Would you be averse to providing those as well, there, Bjorn? It would allow us to confirm some of your movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then I also need to send you another document for that, saying that you're approving bank records as well. But yeah, Frost said that you would be suspended until we can review that phone subpoena. If the DOJ gets us those records pretty quickly and we can sit down and go through everything, it could just be a day. Hopefully it is just a couple
Yeah,
of
it's a
days.
common tell that his accuracy.
But I can assure you that I will dig through it all as quickly as I can.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You're seeing if the answer is shifting.
Give me one
Right.
second and write up this bank one for you, and then I think we will be good.
I'm not. Brian, listen. Brian is not convinced. Brian is sus, but I wouldn't say Brian is convinced. I think Brian is convinced he's hiding something. Brian is not convinced that he assisted with a breakout.
Bjorn, what's your state ID again?
1054.
Okay, the bank record one should be there as well.
And I'm sure some of you probably think I'm crazy for thinking that, but I'm going off the RP, right? Y'all know shit I don't. I'm only going to go on based on what I reasonably know on Brian and based on my interactions where my disposition on this character would be.
Like I said, your
Like,
suspension is
for everyone who's a, multi-viewer, which is everyone nowadays, obviously for y'all it's obvious because you know what certain things mean or what bits are actually lies. I don't even fucking watch clips, right? I know he up to something for other reasons, including but not limited to.
By not like giving that
like there's other things that kind of popped up, but like I'm being a little coy to let the RP also build a little.
You can see from our side of things, it doesn't look the best, but that's why we came in and talked to you.
Because who cares? Like eventually he'll do some shit. There'll be more
Call
RP.
people up before they do crime and like, was it like mean I was in any way like did anything, you know?
No.
To be honest, if we won this, he's like, yeah, I'm doing it. Or I'm like, no, you're fired. You're fucking liar.
Ventura, you got anything?
We're going to lose out on way more RP, to be honest.
Oh,
yeah, Ventura came in a while back.
Bjorn,
Yeah.
would you swear on your favorite meal that you're telling the truth?
I would swear on the Milky Mountain.
Would you swear on the Stormlord that you told the truth today?
I would swear on the Stormlord.
Okay.
Who is the Stormlord?
The great and all-powerful being that controls time, space, and the universe.
All right.
Jenna, you got anything?
Not at the minute.
Okay, I believe him. I believe him.
Bjorn, while you're suspended,
I believe him. Yeah.
leave all your gear in your locker.
Okay.
And you can leave your key at the front desk, and we'll give it back to you when it's time.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much for coming in, Bjorn.
Thanks,
Thank you, Bjorn.
Okay, so the main thing that like sticks to my head here is there's multiple things that he said that are straight out lies.
I'm just moving because my head's super close to the
Oh,
wall.
you're fine.
You're fine.
Some of the things that he said are just straight up lies.